is how the Music City Bowl ended for Drink, another trophy and a 27-24 win over Iowa. He's now reached a bowl game in every season he's coached. Here's what head coach Eli Drinkwitz had to say in the Music City's post-game press conference.
Congrats to Iowa. They're a really good football team and hard fought, and they made us earn every yard and every opportunity. And you know, they played a really good football game today. But the story really is our football team and these guys right here and their commitment to finishing the season. Just so proud of the way they battled. You know, numerous players. I think I just saw where our top 4 pass catchers were out for the game. Theo Weiss, what an unbelievable job he did in the first half. Took an injury and couldn't return in the game. He laid it all on the line for us, and then other guys, Marquise stepping up big time, Blake Craig stepping up big time, making 2 unbelievable kicks, Johnny Walker with the sack and pressuring the quarterback. We knew at halftime if we could just contain the quarterback run, we'd be okay, his scrambles, and obviously Toriano with the big interception, Blake going in there and making the kick to tie the game, and then obviously Brady leading us back down there to get the other one. So really, really proud of our team, and to finish the season, you know, the win totals isn't important, but being ranked, to start the season and finish the season ranked is a heck of an accomplishment for this senior class, and something that they should take a lot of pride in. Back-to-back seasons finishing ranked is an unbelievable accomplishment for our program, and really, really proud of them.